Welcome back to TBRD. This week on the vlog, I'm going to be showing you a new accessory that I just installed on the bike this week. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, show you the unboxing, the installation process, then talk a little bit about why I bought the accessory and how it's doing. So one of the fun parts about owning a motorcycle is buying accessories and kind of customizing your ride to fit your riding style and or just your style in general. So I've always had a lot of fun. I'm not the kind of guy who does a bazillion add-ons and accessories, but there's a couple things I like to customize just to fit my needs. And as I've said before, I love to ride and commute to work year-round. You can see this morning it is properly chilly. I'm showing a freeze warning on the display, and that is 31 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to drop down below 30 here on this ride. And when it is cold like that, one of the first things to get cold, sorry about that, I adjusted my clutch lever free play and where I have it set at, and it's a little far out for me right now. Anyways, what I was saying is, one of the first things to get cold is always your hands. And your hands are, I think, right? I don't think too many people would argue, probably the most critical part of your ride. So you got to make sure you're keeping them warm and you've got a good touch on the controls. So, to that end, these hand guards that come standard on this motorcycle are helpful because they block the wind. And really, it's that wind and that free-flowing air that's going to make you cold when you're riding. And if there's a weak spot, it'll find it, it'll get in there, and it'll make you cold. So I got some hand guard extensions, which maybe you can see right here for this bike. There goes the freeze warning again, flashing blue. Maybe I caught that on there. I got some hand guard extensions for this bike, and I'm going to show you what those looked like when they arrived and how I installed them. Very quick, very simple install. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to talk about how they're performing. So we are going to send it back to the garage to take a look at that unboxing and the install process. Welcome back to the garage. As I said on the bike, Santa's little elves from Revzilla have come to see me. So we are going to take a look at these BMW hand extension guards from Puig. So let's take a look inside the box. All right, that's what we're after. Let's see. All right, let's close that up so it's not to lose a finger. There we go. All right. Well, as expected, you've got your hardware, just a couple of screws and screw covers, which are nice. We'll show you those later when we're installing them. And then if you take a look in the box there, comes wrapped, foam protected. The package when it showed up was marked fragile, although I'm not sure the plastic is all that fragile, but it's nice. Make sure it's not getting banged around. And what I expect to find in here is basically the same thing, just opposite sides, is the actual extension with the bracket. Yes, indeed. So I'll talk a little bit more about those when I get them on the bike. They come in clear, dark smoke and like a light smoke, and this is the light smoke cover. So there's two of those in there. And I suspect that is the gist of what is in our box, and that is correct. So we've got the hardware and then both of the matching left and right handguard extensions. So I'm going to take a quick second, readjust the camera so I can get these installed and show you the install process. All right, I got things picked up in the first handlebar deflector extender, if you will, installed over here. So you want to come take a look at that. You can see this is the OEM handguard, and then you can see the extension unit that came from Puig installed on there really quick. So I'm going to show you how to do the other side, because these are identical, and then if you have any questions you can leave them in the comments. So you're going to need a T25 Torx and a T50 Torx bolt. I've got ratchets. This bolt on the end of the handlebar is a T50, so that's this one here. So we just want to go ahead and get that guy loose. Oops, I got that turned around the wrong way. All right, so we get that loose. Very good, very quick. Once that's loose, it should just come right off. Yeah. Really freehand that the rest of the way. And then this guy here is a T25, which, all right, there we go. Got that loose. So I'm gonna leave that on there for a second. Take this one off. Do that real quick. You want to be careful with these spacers. They're kind of heavy, and you don't want to drop them on your bike. So that's this guy here. So when you take this off, you're going to see there's 3 pieces. You got your spacer, right? And then the bolt. You're going to save those because you're going to use them again. And then this bolt here, this Torx. Oh, it doesn't want to come out. Grab that. This one you're not going to use, but I recommend saving it just in case you ever need it. Plus, it says BMW on it, which means it was 3 times more expensive than it probably should have been. All right. All right, once those are off, pretty straightforward what needs to be done here. You're going to take the handlebar extender. That's this guy here. And this bracket, so this hole, you just want to line it up inside of this one. So let me get that situated. All right, it just kind of snaps in there like that. All right. And let me take that back out and show you. There's some pre-drilled holes because this unit will fit multiple models. So you've got a hole there. You've got a hole there. And so there's one here. I'm not sure what that's for. It's not for this model. So anyways, once again, you just kind of line this up, which I didn't do a very good job of there. And it snaps right in. Now, this is the only thing you got to be mindful of is when you're putting this bolt, particularly, I don't know what this thing's called, but when you're putting it in here, you want to make sure that it seats in just like that all the way, or else when you go to reinstall your spacer, it's not going to fit. All right, so once you've done that, you're just going to kind of put the spacer back on. You can hold that up with your other fingers. There you go. And just get that started with your hand. All right, so you want to screw that all the way in there. Make sure that it's seated correctly. So if you take a look right there, you'll see this, whatever that piece is, that bracket is seated inside of this assembly. And that's that piece I was showing you that's important to get lined up. Once that's in there, the kit comes with another little screw. It is a 3mm hex. So you're going to just go ahead and line up this other piece. There we go. Let's see. This is the fun part. Just trying to get everything in line with my fat fingers. There we go. About as easy as it comes. It's just a matter of making sure you got everything in line. And once you get that in there, you're just going to go ahead and screw that on nice and tight. Pretty simple, right? And once that's done, you've got... Puig does a nice job with their product. They give you these screw covers just to kind of finish it off. You go ahead and you just push that on there. And then you can kind of make an adjustment to this if you want, depending on where it's at. Not too much. But you want to make sure that that's screwed on real tight. And once you've done that,
you are all set to go. All right. And that is all there is to it. So then you can see you got a nice big extension, which is going to block the wind on a cold day. Which, speaking of cold days, we are going to head back out to the road in just a second. But like most vlogs, I shot this out of sequence because I actually did this install last night because I knew that it was going to be cold, as you saw at the beginning of this ride. Pretty cold, below freezing this morning. And I captured an absolutely beautiful sunrise coming across the bay when I'm talking about how these are performing, and technical difficulties as always. My mic actually pulled out of my helmet, which I didn't realize until I got to work. So when we cut back, we're gonna hear me talk a little bit about these handguards, watch a beautiful sunrise, and through the magic of editing, we're gonna reshoot that portion of it. So we'll catch you in just a second.
All right, so as you can see, a really simple install, very straightforward. That's about as easy as they come, right? 4 screws to put it all back together. But I like the product. I like the look of the product. I have to say, the Puig, wow. I haven't had that kind of sunrise in a while here, driving into work. Take a look at that. Boy, it really never does get old. As I was saying before I was interrupted by the beautiful sunrise and my technical issues with my mic flying out of my helmet, you'll notice there's cones here that weren't on the road just a second ago. The lane closure is giving away what had to happen in the technical side of things here. Anyways, as I was saying, these handguards from Puig, Puig does a real nice job. Their packaging, real professional, real nice feel to it. I love the fact that it was marked fragile, even though they're anything but fragile. So you know your box isn't getting banged around. And the finish on them is real nice. The fit is real nice. It is a quality product. And I can tell you, since I did have those technical issues and had to reshoot this portion, I rode in about 35 minutes into work in below freezing temperatures. As I got closer, it usually gets cooler out as I go closer to work. It was down around 25 degrees Fahrenheit, and I was riding at that temperature for probably 20 minutes, in addition to the 15 minutes prior to that when it was about 30. And they do a nice job blocking the wind. So they're going to provide you really good wind protection, which is nice. It helps keep your hands just that much warmer. And also some good protection on there for rocks and different debris that's flying up off the road. So great product. Recommend them if you've got this BMW S1000XR, this 2020 version. I know that Puig offers the same accessory for other models, and I would highly recommend them. It's very nice. So that's gonna do it for today. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll make sure to get back to you. As always, I'd ask that you like and subscribe to the vlog if you like the content that I'm putting out. I'd greatly appreciate it. Until next time, as I like to say, keep the throttle back, the rubber down, and enjoy the ride.